بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين. Welcome to Let's Read and Recite the Quran Kareem. In this session, inshallah, we're going to cover 4 more letters of Arabic alphabet letters. So stay with us to learn and master them. The 8th letter in Arabic is the letter Dal. It looks like a C open to the left side, or a 90-degree angle, but make it 80 to be perfect. The counterpart of this letter in English is the letter D, but a soft one, since they produce kind of the same sound. So Dal in Arabic produces the sound D, but D in English produces the sound D. Can you see the difference? Dal produces a softer sound, but D produces a harder or heavy sound. So remember that the letter Dal in Arabic is a light letter and produces an A sound, light or happy A sound, not a heavy A sound. So when you say Dal, can you repeat with me? Dal. Do not say Dal. Let me help you with some English words to remember how the D sound and the Dal sound are kind of different from one another. So one of them produces a heavy sound, the other one produces a softer sound. So can you say with me the word duck? Harder or heavier D sound. Now make it softer D sound. Duck. Great. The next word, doubt. Make it softer D sound. Doubt. The other one, dowry. Make it softer D sound. Dowry. That's great. So remember that it does not produce an A sound like the word dark or dot. So also remember that the sound of this letter and the name are quite the same. How? The name is Dal with an L at the end, but the sound is Da without an L. So it makes it easier for you to understand and remember this. The last point about the letter Dal is, of course, the different forms of this letter. So if you are ready, let's go and master and cover those different forms of this letter. Here we are with some Arabic examples. Can you say the word dahraja? Dahraja. Great. Next word, bada'a. Bada'a. MashaAllah. Next word, balad. Balad. And the last one, ahad. Now, can you identify the different forms of the letter Dal in these 4 Arabic words? Let's do it together. In the first word, dahraja, you see that there are 4 letters. So the first one, I think it's Dal, right? Of course that is. So that's the letter Dal, but it is in isolated form, alright? Great. And the next word, bada'a, of course there are 3 letters, but the first one is not Dal. The second one is the letter Dal. MashaAllah. So the letter Dal in the word bada'a is written in final form. In the third word, balad, as you can see, there are also 3 letters. So the third letter or the last letter is the letter Dal, which is in final form. And finally, in the word ahad, the same as the word balad, Dal is written in final form. So alhamdulillah, we learned everything needed about the letter Dal. So remember this letter, inshallah, this produces kind of the same sound as D, but a softer one. Everything is done. Let's go to the next letter, the letter Dal, which is the 9th letter. The 9th letter in Arabic is the letter Dal. It is the twin brother of the letter Dal, so it's very much easier for you to understand. The letter Dal and Dal. Just remember that the letter Dal has a dot on the top of it. The pronunciation or the sound of this letter might be kind of difficult for you, yeah? Let's fix it. So let me help you with this. Can you bite your tongue once? The tip of your tongue. Now blow some air out. Vibrate the sound. Very good. Vibrate the sound. That's great. How did you do it? You brought your tongue and let it touch the tip of your front upper teeth. That's very easy, right? The same as the letter Tha. Tha and Dhal. The important point is that you don't have to get it wrong. I mean the pronunciation. So it is very important to understand how to pronounce it correctly. Let's try some English words with the letter Z, but inshallah we'll try and fix the letter Z as the letter Dal, okay? So can you say the word zoo? Great. Zebra, zero, buzz. Now bite your tongue and say these words with me. Zoo, bite your tongue. Zoo, zebra, zero, buzz. One more important point, that the letter Dal in Arabic is the same as Dal. It is a light letter, so it produces a happy or light sound. Dal, Dal, not Dhal, Dhal, no. Dal, Dal. So as you can see, the sound and the name are quite the same. The name is Dal with an al at the end, but the sound is the without an al at the end. Alhamdulillah, today you learned a lot of things about the letter Dal. Just one more thing is left, which is of course the 4 different forms of this letter. The same as Dal, inshallah, we will go and cover them too. Here are some Arabic words. Let's go and practice them. Can you say the word ذَلِكَ, 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 mashallah. حَذَرَ, حَذَرَ, great. The third word, كَذَبَ, 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 great. And the last word, أَخَذَ, 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 great. Can you now repeat with me all the words together? ذَلِكَ, حَذَرَ, كَذَبَ, and the last one, أَخَذَ. Alright, it's time to identify the different forms of the letter Dal in these 4 Arabic words. In the first word, ذَلِكَ, as you can see, 4 letters are there. The first one, as I think, no, I'm sure, it is the letter Dal. So it is written in isolated form. That's great. And the second word, حَذَرَ, as you can see, 3 letters are there, but the letter Dal here in this word is written in final form. That's great. And the third word, كَذَبَ, the same as the word حَذَرَ, the letter Dal is written in final form. And also in the last word, the word أَخَذَ, so the letter Dal is written in final form. Everything about the letter Dal, alhamdulillah, today you learned. It's time to go to the letter Ra. But if you have any question about how to pronounce it correctly, you can comment below. Inshallah, we'll answer you and help you. Thank you so much. Let's go to the letter Ra. The 10th letter in Arabic is the letter Ra. It looks like a banana or like this. So the pronunciation of this letter is the same as the word Ra that we have in English. The counterpart of this letter, the letter Ra, in English is of course the letter R. The same sound that R produces, I mean a heavy sound. So you have to understand that the letter Ra, the same as the letter Kha, is a heavy sound. So it does not produce a a sound. It produces a heavy sound or an awesome sound. Ra, Ra, Kha, Ra. So far we have learned 2 of the heavy letters in Arabic, the letter Kha and the letter Ra. So remember that it does not produce an a sound, ra. Rather, it produces an awesome sound or heavy sound, ra, kha, ra. So the letter Ra doesn't have anything else, just the different forms of this letter. And if you are ready, we will go and learn them too. Here we are with some Arabic words. Can you say them with me? The first one, rahmah, rahmah. Next one, Rabb, Rabb. The third one, Harth, Harth. And the last one, Tuthiru, Tuthiru. Now, can you identify the different forms of the letter Ra in these words? Let's do it together. In the first word, Rahmah, the letter Ra is written, of course, in isolated form. MashaAllah. In the second word, Rab, again, the letter Ra is written in isolated form. In the third one, Harth, the letter Ra is written in final form. Great. In the last word, Tuthiru, the letter Ra is written again in final form. You might wonder why you don't have the middle or initial form of the letter Ra. So remember that the letter Ra only gets connected from the right side. Okay? Alhamdulillah, the letter Ra is finished. And are you ready to go to the last letter in this session? The letter Za? Let's go. The 11th letter in Arabic is the letter Za or Zai. So it is the same as the letter Ra, like a banana, but there is a dot on the top. Remember the difference between Ra and Za. The letter Za is the counterpart of the letter Z in English. So they produce the same sound. There is no difference between them. So you can say the word Zu with Z in English or Za in Arabic or zero, zebra. You don't need to bite your tongue like the letter Dal. So the important point is that the letter Za is a light letter, the same as the letter Alif, Ba, Ta, and Tha. So the letter Za produces a happy sound or a sound. Za, not an a sound. Za, za. There is nothing more about the letter Za, just the 4 different forms of the letter Za, which are quite the same as the letter Ra. Let's go and take a look at them. Here we are with some Arabic words. Can you say the word Zawj? Zawj. Great. Next word. Baraza. Baraza. Great. And the last one. Anzalat. Anzalat. So let's identify the different forms of the letter Za in these words. In the first word, Zawj, the letter Za is written in isolated form. That's great. In the next word, Baraza, the letter Za is written in isolated form again, the same as the first word. And in the last word, Anzalat, the letter Za is written in final form. You might again ask a question that why we don't have the initial form or the middle form of the letter Za. The same as the letter Ra, the letter Za doesn't get connected from the left side. It only gets connected from the right side. Thank you so much. Alhamdulillah. Today we learned 4 letters which they were so easy to remember. Why? Because the letter Dal and Thal were twins, and the letter Ra and Za or Zai are twins. So it's easy to remember them. Inshallah, in the coming sessions, the next session, we will be talking about the rest of the Arabic alphabet letters. See you inshallah in the next video. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa alihi at-tahirin.
صدق الله العلي العظيم.